Peace and prosperity be out to all who's listening and watching. It's your girl LaShaWright, and I'm back with another video. And hey everybody, how are you guys doing? Today we're going to talk about the introverts because I am an introvert. Now it may not seem like I'm an introvert because naturally why would an introvert be a YouTuber or someone who is a motivational speaker and an author? Well, let me just say that just because I am all those other things, that doesn't make me less of an introvert. I am still amazing introvert woman. Like many people who are introverted, we struggle in some aspects in which most people would not understand. The things that an extrovert are naturally good at, introverted people are not. And the things that extroverts are naturally not good at, introverts are. So I want to talk to you guys about how sometimes our traumas and circumstances and situations can be tied in with introversy, your introvertness. And a lot of sometimes what happens to us as people, we go through things in life, we experience like things with ourselves, and sometimes when you don't really face what it is that's actually going on or what has happened, and like don't take it for what it is and don't come to this place of acceptance and like really be realistic, right? Realistic and logical about what occurred. Sometimes things go inwardly, and when things go inwardly, inward things sometimes rely and reside in pain. Most things that reside in are in pain are internal things, and those things sometimes relate to traumas. Some traumas from our childhood often affect our abilities to have effective relationships with ourselves, our abilities to be honest, abilities to be, true. All the things that we had to go through as children, basically for the first 7 years, ultimately prepared us and gave us like integrity. If you're somebody of integrity, like it just really prepared you for who you are, because those 7 years as a kid are really important, because that's like you're getting all your information you need. You're really getting to know you're experience the journey with your parents, and you have to go through what they go through. But even if you don't experience the same pain they experience, you experience some pain from experiencing their journey, right? Because you don't walk in their journey, you don't walk in their purpose, and you don't live their life. But because you grow up around your parents, you experience life with them, and you get to experience a journey, but you don't experience their purpose, their life, nor do you live in their feet in their walk in life. Basically, you just don't walk in their shoes, is what I'm trying to say. So a lot of what happened to us as children, if it wasn't dealt with properly, it went in our inner self, and sometimes it resonates with pain, because most people avoid what's really going on. And when you avoid the things that's really going on, you can't really focus on how to solve a problem or how to solve what's going on. The biggest thing about me being an introvert is I understand that a lot of who I am as an introvert comes from my childhood, comes from who I am, comes from how I always saw how people were, and because I was a very observant person. And like me being introverted also came with a grain of salt. Since it allowed me to be very observant, it allowed me to put me in a position where I'm very selective. Meaning, all throughout my life, I was pretty much detached. As an introverted person, I was very detached by nature. I didn't make a lot of friends growing up. I never really saw the purpose to get real close to people. Early on in my life, I was really, I would say surface, because surface, I didn't let people get that deep with me. Now, even if I had I was willing to go deep with others, get to know them, know all about them, know their family, know all their information, and know all their secrets, their pains, things like that. I wouldn't allow anyone to have that ability and access to me, because I've never found anybody with deep substance in which I value most. Even at a young age, I had such a value for um, truthness, authenticness, value, quality. And, I was young then, but still, I had such a value for those things that it put me in a position of, like, always sheltering myself as a child, always closing myself off from others. It's also why I am not very good at being, communicating, because my communication is very poor, because I was very detached by nature, and that I didn't build a lot of friendships and a lot of relationships early on in my life. And yes, being introverted does affect one's business, because it's like, yeah, I want to talk to people, but I don't want to talk to people. You want to be successful, but man, you gotta talk to people. It just comes to a place, since I'm like a spiritual person, like, it's just all about energy, and like controlling your energy and making sure that what you allow in doesn't harm your spirit. So I believe a lot of introvert, like, where introvertness come from, has a lot to do with our circumstances, our things that we go through, things that we endure, our pains and things like that. Some people are forced into being an introvert because they wasn't heard enough as a child, and when they were actually trying to tell someone that things were bothering them, the person neglected to hear them. And instead of those things being dealt with and being talked about effectively, those things became towards the person who needed help, who asked for help, never got the help they needed, and that part of them became neglected. And also, it just came to a point where things just are not as they seem, because introvertness, it's a good thing. It's a good thing. But it comes with many, challenges, I don't think anything wrong with being introverted, because I'm an introvert. I believe that it just takes time to grow out yourself, because it took me years to grow out of my shell, and yeah, I'm still learning how to do that. So if you're somebody who is an introvert and you struggle with growing, struggle with networking, comment down below and let's talk.